Hey, this is Darian from Darian Rundle Media, and I wanted to talk to you about getting your home ready for photography. This could be Airbnb, it could be for sale, it could be for long-term rental. I work for a company called Evolve, and they do short-term rentals, but this could apply to different situations. So here's a few things to keep in mind, get your place ready. First of all, let's get toilet seats down, and companies like Evolve want all the lights on. That's kind of a controversial thing. Some people like to shoot with lights off. If your house is really dark and you don't have a lot of natural light, that's obviously not going to work. So you're going to have lights on to illuminate the place, or if you have a great natural light, you can open the blinds and open the curtains so you get all that light streaming in from the windows. Another thing you're going to want to do is get your light bulbs all consistent. So don't have a 3-bulb vanity light with a blue light, an orange light, and a complex fluorescent. That's not going to look good. So try to color match all your bulbs. A lot of people, if they have a wood kind of cabin sort of house, they like to have that sort of orange yellow light. They like that look on the wood. For a modern house, it's like all white or neutral colors. A lot of people like white or daylight balanced bulbs. That tends to not cause crazy color casts on the walls, and it looks nice, more aesthetically pleasing. It's up to you. Do whatever you like, and we will adjust from there. Basically, you want everything to be the same. Don't have some lights orange in your bedroom and some lights are daylight balanced. That's not going to look good. But a lot of people don't think about it. Just if you're not sure, screw in the lights and look at them and see if they look, if they're different colors. Or you can read the box if you still have the box. And I generally like to take any clutter off countertops. So if you have kitchen countertops, bathroom countertops, if you have all kinds of stuff on top of there, a lot of times it doesn't look good. Sometimes it could be really well organized and it'll be okay, but I think sort of less is more in that respect. You're going to want to open blinds, as we talked about earlier, and open curtains so it looks warm and inviting. For some places like Evolve, they want you to turn the fireplaces on. If I'm shooting an Airbnb outside of Evolve or a for sale listing, I will do the fire in Photoshop, so it's less of a hassle for the owner. Same thing with TVs, so I'll put usually a gradient, or if they want an image, some people want an image of something like a mountain cabin image. So I'll do that in Photoshop as well. If you try to photograph a TV, it generally doesn't look good. The colors are kind of washed out and it gets weird. So Photoshop is a good option for that. It's cars out of the driveway, cars out of the front of the house. Sometimes I always park 2 houses down if I can, because sometimes you look out the bedroom window and you'll see the car out on the street where you thought you were out of the way, but I just like to make sure everything's out of the way. If you can get stuff off of the roof if you have pine needles or whatever like that. So a lot of times I'll be flying the drone and you're going to see all that on the roof. So if that's an issue for you, you can get that handled and it'll look cleaner and nicer. Here's another crazy thing is a lot of people have trees blocking the front of the house. It makes for a lot more difficult photo. So if you have big giant trees right in front of your door, it's going to be really tough to shoot that house. We're going to have to get an angle maybe and get that door to be present. I usually try to make it look like the doorway, the entryway is the closest thing in the camera. So that's kind of like your main focal point. Cars in the garage, stuff like that. If you want the garage shot, you should let the photographer know. And if you do want the garage shot, you probably want to get your cars out of there and get it cleaned up. Unless you have an amazing car, maybe it'll help the garage shot. Another thing is if you can get the covers off the barbecues, the patio furniture, stuff like that, get that ready to go. Stash the covers somewhere so they're not in the shot. I like to get the exterior lights on even if it's a daytime shot, 'cause sometimes it adds a nice little ambiance and more inviting kind of vibe to the shot. Now some people have solar lights that don't turn on till nighttime. or motion activated lights. Those are kind of a pain. So if you have those kind of things, it's probably not going to work. But if you have an old school light that switches on with the switch, let's get those on for the shot. For the exterior shots, it'll look nice generally. Or string lights, those are good to have on as well if you have that on a patio. If you don't have much decor inside the house, a lot of times you can really help the whole vibe of the house with just like less than $100 at Target or Walmart or Home Depot even. So if you go to Target, you can see they'll have some artificial plants like greenery, and it comes in a nice little bowl or vase or something. So a lot of times those are like $15. You can grab a bunch of them, put a larger one on the dining room table, get some smaller ones for like in the bathroom counter or kitchen counter. Get some kind of color in the countertops. Flowers work too, if you have flowers. I think why a lot of people use the artificial plants is they're just hassle-free. You don't have to water them. You can move them to different areas. You don't have to worry if it's gonna be too dark of an area or too bright of an area. They just always look good. You know, if you have like a little end table in the bedroom and there's nothing on it but a box of Kleenex, put one of those little plants on there and it'll look way better. And like I said, they're like $10 to $15. Sometimes you can find them for $5. So just buy a whole bunch of them, throw them in your car and take them to your house and put them all around and have a little bit of nice pops of color in different areas. And that's it for now. If you think of any tips you can add to this, put them in the comments below, and I might do an appended video after this if I come up with some more things. All right, thanks, and see you soon. Thanks for watching.